got it.
Now, it's showing Lori, Lisa.
I'm sorry?
It's showing the session for Lori next week on YouTube.
Yeah, I already did that.
Well, okay, that's
one, so we're
all I'm
live
saying is that's what's showing up.
Okay, well, we have it. It's going live already right now, so.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. This is Lisa Richards and Charlie Zeese with the Pyramid Science Foundation, and we're so pleased to be back with everybody today. It's been quite a few months. We've been very busy, like little busy bees, getting a lot going. Charlie finished his book, and you know, Tomaz is going to head our lineup of great healers and meditators that we have to share with you guys every week. So we welcome everybody back. Let me give Tomaz a brief intro, and then we'll get right into the meditation. So Tomaz Mueller is an author and energy healer, a well-being artist, a practitioner of Ayurvedic medicine, and he will be joining us live today. Tomaz will lead a meditation session, which is open to beginners and experienced meditators alike. During the session, he will share techniques and tools that have helped him during the past 30 years on his quest to delve deeply into the realm of consciousness. The tools and techniques shared in the class can either start you on your journey of growth and expansion or help you to improve and deepen your existing meditation practice. You will also get an opportunity to share your personal experiences and to ask questions afterwards. Join us live. Right now, if you do want to join us live, you have to come to the Zoom link, which is listed below the YouTube video. If you're watching on YouTube and want to join us live, go to the Zoom link and you can join us live. If you are on YouTube, you can ask questions and you can place comments throughout as well. And then Tomaz will answer those questions, as many as he can later on after the session. But welcome, Tomaz. We're so pleased to have you back.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Charlie and Lisa, for having me on. And I really look forward to a wonderful session and exploration. Where did it all start for me? It's quite interesting. I used to be a lay member of a theater group many years ago, and I used to suffer from stage fright. So the reason of why I got into meditation was to help with my anxiety the moment when we had some performances and I had to go on stage. Because physiologically, what happened is that each time, a couple of hours before the performance, I developed severe diarrhea, really anxiety and severe diarrhea. And at the time, I was working in a government position, very secure job. I had no clue about meditation, no clue about Ayurveda at all. So I started my journey with meditation, and within a short period of time, my whole life had been turned upside down. In a sense, trained as an Ayurvedic practitioner, and I spent about 10 years in an ashram between 1990, 1989, and basically 1999, 2000. And I've been teaching Ayurveda in many different parts of the world, and I was helping people to learn Ayurveda. And at the time, which is quite interesting now, I remember the first article that was published was at the time when the Berlin Wall fell. I was going to East Germany and I was teaching meditation and Ayurveda in East Germany. And the first article that was published about me was with a big picture of me in the papers: witches, gurus, ghosts, teachers of yoga, Ayurveda, and meditation. So we have come a very, very, very long way in terms of accepting Ayurveda. Of course, yoga is very much mainstream now, and there are lots of varieties and different aspects of yoga. And over time, I felt a very strong calling to share not only the knowledge of Ayurveda with the people that I come across, but also the aspect of consciousness, because consciousness, energy healing, quantum healing is a very, very important aspect. And now in the last couple of years, more and more people have woken up, have found a way into understanding that the reality, the way we see it, the way we perceive it with our eyes, with our awakened sense, is not the way it really is. And also about 2 years ago now, I think it must be 2 years ago, through JC, I stumbled across Charlie and Lisa, and I was so excited to receive my pyramid. I remember I couldn't wait to have the pyramid delivered to my little flat in central London at the time. And the first time I sat under, it was like, wow, this is really taking meditation to another level. Meditation expansion, because my philosophy is focus on expansion. Then healing will become a natural byproduct. Because very often we focus too much on our physical health. Yes, of course, that is important. Detoxification, heavy metals, optimizing nutrition, and our digestion, metabolism, especially in Ayurveda, we very much focus on how can we improve our Agni, or how can we improve our metabolism and absorption. So throughout those years, meditation has been a stable rock in my life. I still practice the same technique that I have done 35 years ago. But what I found is, and please no offense, very often people take a very dogmatic approach to meditation. You need to sit in a particular way in order to experience the divine. You need to have a certain diet. You need to change your lifestyle. And my way is the best way. So, and as soon as I hear those words, everything in me starts to cringe, because we all are unique beings. We all have different ways of how we connect to our inner self, connect to our soul self. So it is about what tools are there to help me connect to my inner being. There is walking meditation, then there is sound meditation, and there are all the different aspects that come with it. So what I will be talking today is about primarily the importance of mudras. So let's get straight started. Mudras, what are mudras? Mudras are certain finger positions. So if you think about our fingers, the tip of our fingers are very, very sensitive. And if you would have X-ray vision, if you would be able to cultivate our auric vision, we would see clearly the light that emanates from the tips of our fingers. So mudras is a practice where we redirect the energy back into our physical body, and through our physical body into the emotional, energetic, mental, and also spiritual body. So it's about, and there are so many different mudras for every single purpose. It's an entire knowledge system when we go to yoga and yoga philosophy. The mudra that I felt, I did a meditation before I came on here this afternoon. The mudra that came to my mind to start off the meditation session is the mudra that combines the divine masculine with the divine feminine and the inner child. So the unity of 3 in 1. 3 aspects coming back as one. It's a very simple mudra. It's very easy to practice. So what we do is we just bring the index finger and our thumb together of the right hand, and then we interlink it with the index and the thumb of our left hand. As we know, the right hand or the right side of our body is very much the masculine aspect of our being. It's our power. It's the strength. It has to do with getting things done. It's very pragmatic. And the left side is our intuitive side, our divine feminine, connecting with the heart energy, connecting with Mother Earth. So we combine the two, and then we bring it together with our inner child. That means we connect the middle finger, the ring fingers, and the pinky together. So I would like us all, if you haven't done so yet, just practice this mudra for a few seconds. So I'll repeat it again. Close the circle by bringing the index of the right with the tip of your right thumb. Then interlock it with the index of your left and the tip of your thumb on your left hand, and then connect the other 3 fingers. And I'd like you to place your hand into your lap comfortably. So don't try to be too rigid as you hold it. It's one of the easier mudras to do. And I'd like us to close the eyes, close our eyes, and just feel into the energy. A very quick way of getting our nervous system from fight and flight into rest and digest is to elongate our out breath. So may I invite you to take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Become aware of the breath, and if you feel like, you can count up to 4 as you breathe in. You hold your breath briefly, maybe for 2 counts, and then slowly breathe out for 6 counts. Sitting in the mudra. Breathe in for 4. Hold your breath briefly and breathe out for 6 counts. Because many of us are sitting under the pyramid, this energy really is being enhanced through the pyramid energy. It makes the entry much easier into any meditation. So what we do here is we heal our inner child, the wound, our trauma that we may have experienced during childhood. And it may not be something dramatic, something very drastic. It could be a simple comment that somebody made. Maybe your grandmother. I very much remember when my granny told me how disappointed my father was when I was born, because I'm 1 out of 5 boys. And it took me a very long time to realize that that one sentence I'd carried along with me for many, many, many years. And it took me a little while to clear it off. So bring back your awareness to the inner child. Connect to the divine masculine and the divine feminine. If you are born in a female body, of course, it's much easier to connect to the feminine energy. If you are born in a male body, naturally connecting to the male energy is much easier. But it is about the balance between the two. and the child, the three in one structure of consciousness. Consciousness that is fully awake and sees all potentiality. It is infinite dynamic and is infinitely silent. Silence and dynamism or dynamic action combined gives birth to new creation. So just sit in silence, focus on your breath. As you settle into the practice, you will notice that your energy body starts to expand. You feel like you're becoming bigger and bigger. You may observe the energy circulating through your fingertips back up your hands, your arms, moving up your spine, connecting back again. Don't try to direct it in a particular way. Allow the energy to do its own job. You may find some blocks. They can manifest as little discomfort here and there, maybe some pain. Just as you sit in the practice, you will feel, and as you elongate your out breath, you will feel these blocks slowly drift away, and you feel easing into the practice, into the meditation. I will bring in now some sound frequencies that I will play in the background. Just keep focusing on your breath. Open yourself up to receiving. Open yourself up to experiencing the frequencies of the Great Pyramid. Observe what goes on in your physical body. You may see some images. Just let the images drift and float. Let them come in and let them disappear again. Try not to intellectually analyze, oh, what was that? Oh, I like that. I don't like that. Just observe. Take the role of the observer. as we settle into the practice, we layer our meditation today with a Sanskrit term. Sanskrit, the language of nature. And the beauty of Sanskrit is that we don't need to understand intellectually the meaning of the word. It is the vibration of the word in itself that reverberates through our being and performs the action. And the word that we're going to use today is the word Agni, A-G-N-I, Agni. So what we do with this, I'd like you to repeat it first loudly. Agni, 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 and then slowly I'd like you to fade out this little bija sound, this mantra that we use today in our meditation. So become quieter. Agni, 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 even quieter. Agni, Agni, even quieter. Quieter. And now I'd like you to think it as a faint idea in the back of your head. No clear pronunciation. It's just an idea. And we go into meditation deeper. Don't worry about the time. I will let you know when the time is up. Just sit with the mantra, and each time when you notice that your mind is drifting off, maybe you observe some sounds in the neighborhood, in the space where you are, just gently come back to the mantra. Let it reverberate throughout your entire being. No need to pay any attention, to analyze, to criticize. Just allow it to float, like a leaf floating in the wind. It's not about doing, it's about being. It's very effortless and very easy. We will now meditate in silence for a while. Don't worry about the time. I will let you know When the time is up, I will take you out of the meditation again. Now slowly, I'd like you to drop the mantra, drop the sound, and just sit in the silence as I bring the frequencies back in. Now drop the mudra, just let it all go. Focus back again on your normal breathing pattern. Feel your chest rising as you breathe in and lowering down again as you breathe out. Find your own natural rhythm in your breath. Then start perhaps wiggling your fingers, move your toes, keep your eyes closed still if it's easy. Move your body a little bit. If you feel like stretching, keep your eyes closed. And then I would like you to rub the palms of your hands together vigorously, generating some heat, generating some energy in the palms of your hands. Rub them vigorously together and place the palms of your hands over your closed eyes. Feel the warmth, the nurturing energy emanating from the palms of your hands. Releasing any tension that you may carry in your eyes. And then slowly Massage your face, your neck a little bit as you open your eyes again. Now I'm aware that we have jumped straight into the deep end by going into a silent meditation. It's probably for many of us much more challenging. Maybe not. Feel the calm and silence around you. Maybe have a good look around you. See if you observe things in a different way, maybe more clear, with a calmer state of mind. I would love to hear some questions, if there are any questions, please. I guess the best thing is if you raise your hand and then unmute yourself.
I have a question real quick, Tomaz.
Yes, Lisa?
So when I was doing the mudra and I was holding my hand together in my lap, it felt kind of tense at first, but it wasn't until I really relaxed my hands and brought it even more together and tighter that it actually enhanced the meditation for me, because I was more focusing on twisting it and stuff, I guess. I don't know. I was just focusing on trying to do it correctly, I guess, but it wasn't until I relaxed that I got deeper into the meditation. But after you're done with the mudra, how do you hold your hands?
After you are done with the mudra,
Yeah.
I sit there with my palms facing upwards. So just let them go. Keep your palms facing upwards to just being in a receptive state. Now, what you have described is actually really good. So thank you for mentioning that, because sometimes when we find it difficult to relax, it's good to put pressure to tense the muscles. And as you tense them, you will feel when you let them go, you are much easier to get into a relaxed space. And also the palms facing up is basically, if you look at it from an Ayurvedic understanding, there are 107 energy points or marma points in Ayurveda in the body. Some people compare it to the Chinese acupuncture points. Yes and no. There are some overlaps. There's one marma point, which is in the center of our hand, which is linked to the heart. Okay, so that's why the rubbing of the hand really activates this particular marma point. So if you feel like emotionally under stress, or if you feel like, how can I connect to the heart energy? It's one way of doing it. And then, because we are connecting to the heart energy, to the healing energy, placing them after the meditation, just loosely above your eyeballs, I find it very soothing and very calming and very healing. So, yeah, does that answer your question, Lisa?
Yes, definitely. And that connects when you rubbed your hands and put them over your eyes. I saw green, and it represents the heart chakra. So
there we go.
Makes perfect sense. I like to hold my hands like this, though, sometimes when I'm meditating. Most of the time when I'm meditating, I normally have my palms up. But does that mean anything? Just all the fingertips together?
That also, there's another mudra, maybe I can teach you another time, which basically balances all the 5 bodies at the same time. So it's slightly, not exactly like that, but it's slightly different. So we'll go into that another time. When I say balances all the 5 body, it's like an instant alignment of your physical body with your emotional, energetic, mental, and spiritual body. It's a bit of a tricky mudra, but my invitation, Lisa, to you is sit with that mudra that we have used today, maybe as an individual practice, maybe without the sound, maybe without the mantra or any other. So just get a feel of it. What does it do? Did you find the energy shifting in your body as you sat in the mantra? Question mark. Each mantra, each mudra speaks a different language. Okay, so what we have, if you just sort of bring it back to the basics again, we have already today got 3 different tools that we can use. You may have your own meditation practice, but you may wish to layer your practice with this particular mudra, with the understanding that it aligns my masculine energy with the feminine and brings it back again, connection with my inner child, healing of any injuries that we may have experienced as a child. So it's very healing and calming, and that can bring in some emotions. So again, it can bring that some sadness or anger or frustration can come to the surface, and that's beautiful. If that happens, use the breath. Okay, so we have simply today only used the 4-2-6 breath. If you use just the breath, you can immediately switch from sympathetic nervous system into parasympathetic mode. It's an instant change. And this is a physiological response. There's no magic to it. As soon as our body starts to slow down the breath, we automatically go into more relaxed space. So even if you don't have the time to sit and maybe do the practice with the 3 elements combined, but just let's say, for example, you are in a meeting and there's a lot of stuff going on and you feel irritated or agitated, just focus on the out breath. Let your breath really flow out in a very slow way. We do different breath work as we go through the sessions. And also I have a beautiful meditation course that basically teaches all the different aspects of it. So that's the second element. And then maybe before we go into the third element, I need to get my glasses now. See, this is when age comes. Maria, you have got your hands up. Any questions?
Yeah, it was very nice. Thank you very much. I'm interested in the sound because it slightly rattled my nervous system. And if you have some explanation for that, maybe, please.
Yes, I think Charlie, there's some echo somewhere. I don't know. Yes. Charlie, I used at the end, I switched to the golden ratio. Maybe Charlie, you can, and this is probably what I have strongly experienced is it felt the right frequency to finish off the meditation, to bring back the balance. So Charlie, would you like to tell us a little bit about the golden ratio? I know that you have got an entire book of 600
book, yeah. I mean, for those of you, who are not familiar, the golden ratio is the universe's way of scaling everything from pure thought down to the physical. And so it is a process more than a number or a ratio or a fraction. It's really a process. It's an infinite irrational number, but this process of scaling can be accomplished only through phi, to keep everything kind of in order. I'm just going through this in real rapid, verse, but I, in the book, have some mathematical proofs of that. that this geometry is what works best, optimizes the ability to scale and to keep coherence in the wave field or the field around us. So, that's what it's all about. We don't learn about it in school. I kind of talk about that and reasons why. Maybe they don't want us to be healthy and have free energy. That's probably the reason, or to connect with our higher selves in this context. So, a lot of reasons to keep it secret if you don't want people to be self-sufficient and whole. So,
And
that's
being in the center, being balanced, being in harmony, just really connecting to the essence of what is out there in nature within us. And if there is any resistance when you listen to those frequencies, it is because it's like, I always compare it to a defragmentation program of a computer. So if our computer is not optimized, we sometimes need to run a defragmentation program, which completely shuffles everything around and optimize our functions. So Maria, does that answer your question?
Yeah. Was it the same sound at the beginning and the end, or were they?
At the beginning, I used the frequency of the pyramids. So which basically, from my simplistic understanding, is the reason why I chose this is to really connect to the knowledge aspect within our own being, connect to that ancient wisdom tradition that is there inherent within us. And in the Vedic teachings, it says knowledge is structured in consciousness. So, and this is why it's so important that we become a sovereign being, that we rely on the knowledge within us rather than looking for answers outside or taking whatever we find as a knowledge written somewhere and using that as a Bible. How does this resonate within us? So what the frequencies have done is connected to your own inner knowing, to that sacred knowledge that is there within us through past lives, through past generations and past cultures. I would be curious to hear, how did you find using the mantra? I will talk about the mantra in a second, but how did you find using the Agni as a frequency, basically? Because if you think about mantra, it's nothing else but a frequency. Especially Sanskrit bija mantras or seed mantras are certain frequencies that naturally bring our awareness inside. Okay, there are various practices. You have got guided meditations, contemplation practices. All of those have got their value. But what a mantra does, a bija mantra does, any Sanskrit mantra does, it takes you right in. Because when we focus on something, let's say guided meditation, we focus on, or I'm just telling you, go and imagine you're lying in the grass and you experience the soft, velvety grass as you lie there in the sun and all of that, you direct the mind to a specific place. And directing the mind means you are controlling the mind to go somewhere. But working with the mantra, working with the bija sound or seed mantra, we cut out all of that barrier in a way, and our mind naturally drops into a particular space. Did you feel anything? Anything when you started to introduce the mantra? Did you notice maybe your body became cold or hot? Did you get any particular information? Anybody sort of noticed something out of curiosity?
I just felt like things were coming in. I don't know how else to explain it, but.
Yeah. Okay, Charlie. Donna?
Donna? Yeah.
So if you can, yep.
Hi. Tingling in different areas of my body?
Yes.
Yeah.
So did you find an increase in energy?
Yes.
Okay. Some of you may have experienced some heat, getting hot, getting warm.
Yes.
Okay.
What was the how do you spell that mantra?
It's written in the chat box. Dan has written it in the chat box.
Okay.
Agni. And Agni is a Sanskrit term for fire.
Okay.
It's the element of fire. And according to the Ayurvedic wisdom tradition, health and well-being is all about optimizing digestion and metabolism. But when I say digestion and metabolism, I don't just mean physically the food that you take in. Also, our emotions need to be digested, metabolized. Any sensory input through our eyes, ears, taste, touch, sight, and smell needs to be processed. So it helps to optimize your ability to transform from one state into the other. So Agni, fire, transformation. So you could try to use just the mantra and sit in stillness by using the mantra Agni. For example, if you notice that maybe your digestion is not the best, maybe you feel like you have overeaten or you need to strengthen your digestion, maybe play with the mantra of Agni and see what happens.
All right, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Donna. Any other questions?
It might be helpful to explain the Expansion Warriors Meditation Club. I see Daniel put a notice about that, so people may want to hear a little bit about that.
Okay, it's basically for you, for the Pyramid Science Foundation. We have given a 7-day free trial, which basically means it's a membership where you can go in and join a Monday evening UK time live class, but you also have access to all the different meditations that I have done. So at the moment we have a library of 6 different sessions, which will add to your toolkit. It's all about building your tools that you can use to enhance your meditation practice, to enhance the practice that you have. It's not just for beginners of meditation. And we have got a lot of people in the group that report there are certain techniques, and sometimes it's the mantra, the mudra, sometimes it's the breath work that really helps them to connect in a much deeper level to their own practice. So that's what the meditation club is about. And it's a 7-day free trial. So you can go and explore the meditations, and it would be wonderful to see some of you perhaps in our Monday class. Also, thank you, Charlie, for reminding me of that. And also, I've also created a 5-body alchemy healing series. Okay, where does this fit in? Sometimes we might find it easier to connect to the higher energy centers. I consciously like to use the word energy centers rather than chakras. So our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic bodies, okay? And these 5 bodies are linked to the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. So the 5 series takes you through the use of shamanic drumming, through the use of light code activation. So I'll share, each practice has got their own light code activation. It's basically a healing series to start clearing possible blockages in one or more of those 5 different bodies, and it will align them, which again is something that might help you in your existing practice. Because to be quite honest, we all stumble across obstacles in our practice. Sometimes I find it very difficult, even after 35 years of practicing, to just sit still, you know, just to sit down, get me to sit down already is a big challenge. So, but then maybe when you work through some physical blocks, emotional blocks, energetic blocks, you may find it easier to settle into your practice. And that was the reason of why I felt inspired to do the healing series. Also, for anybody really, please do join my free webinar. It's a free webinar on meditation where I go a little bit deeper into the various practices, the importance of the meditation, the different meditation practices, how are they linked to the different aspects of the brain. So it's a 1 hour free webinar. So please feel free to join that. Yes, there's another question by Maria.
Actually, it's more of a comment. When I was doing the mudra,
yes,
I felt a tingling in my right wrist, and it's actually a wrist that I've injured in the past. It was just a slight heat and tingling.
wonderful.
So would that be unblocking, do you think?
Yes.
Using mudra?
Yes. And as you practice with mudras, you become more aware of those things. And it has a very strong healing effect, because if you think about it, what I said at the beginning, it's the fingertips. When we cut our fingertip or when we have a splinter in our fingertip, is so painful. This is where we are so sensitive and we redirect the energy back in. So I know that I have basically jumped into the deep end by going straight into a silent meditation, but I can promise you we will do various practices. The idea is that maybe at some stage I will introduce how to work with a candle. So candle gazing meditation, again, using different breath, different mudra. And then, because for some people, they may find it difficult to sit down with closed eyes, but maybe staring in a flame and working with that consciously through the practice will help to still the mind. So various options. And also I want to mention, you know, we are doing this meditation here on Zoom. We are doing it live on YouTube. It is important from my understanding that we work as a collective, or we contribute to the collective, but we contribute as an individual sovereign being. Because we know as the collective consciousness basically increases the energy, those energies can be siphoned off. They can be directed in a way that may be used, and we all agree that a lot of the knowledge that has been around has been completely inverted. And that is already what Charlie has indicated when he spoke to us about his book, how the knowledge has been kept away from us. So group meditations, I always say, protect yourself. And the pyramid is the best protection that we can have. We are sitting in our own space, directly connecting to source, no infiltration in between. So when you go to any group meditations, I would be very wary and just do your research. Who is leading the group meditation and what is the purpose of it? So just be aware that as we collectively come together, we create a bubble of energy. We connect through the quantum network. And by that, as the light goes stronger, as the energy goes stronger, there are some stuff that gets rattled up and they don't like it. And they like to infiltrate. They like to sort of block us from experiencing that joy and bliss. And very often when we find it difficult to sit quietly in a meditation, it's our own demons that stop us. It's our own patterns. And as you practice more and more, you will start to see it becomes much easier, much more expansive, and much more fulfilling. But definitely it is about focusing on expansion of our consciousness, expansion of our energy body, of our spiritual body. And naturally, our body will heal. Like Maria has explained so beautifully, just this very brief 15 minutes that we did, she felt that the energy needed to be directed naturally into the injured hand. You didn't need to do anything consciously to do this. It just happened because our body, when we provide the right environment for healing, knows what to do. And again, I'm not saying it because I want to just put cream on top of the cake or whatever. I truly feel very, very grateful that the pyramid has found me and I have found the pyramid. And I couldn't do the work that I do without sitting under my pyramid. And the interesting part is, as you are becoming more familiar with it, it has become natural. And it feels like, oh. And then, of course, we have got the capstones that's sitting on top here. Lisa's beautiful capstones, which add another dimension to it. You get used to it and you see it becomes natural. That means even when you are not under the pyramid, even when you're not meditating, your body is remembering how it feels. It's like training a new muscle. So when you are in your day-to-day job, you just need to link into the pyramid energy, go back, reawaken that memory, and you are straight there. Sorry, I've been talking a lot.
Oh, that's a great way to put it. And right now, I give kudos to anybody who's still focusing on their inner work, because the world is so chaotic right now, and this work is so important. This is the most important time to start doing this work, and I see so many different ages gravitating towards the truth, the truth that has been hidden from us, the meditations, crystals, energy in itself. And it's amazing to see this awakening and experience it right now, And thank you so much, Tomaz, for bringing this information to us today. It was amazing, an amazing meditation. I really connected with the sound portion of it.
Good.
The one sound was looping around in my head, and the other sound was looping around my hands, both at different speeds. It was interesting. So
if you think about it, sound is linked to the subtlest of the element. It's space. Sound travels through space. The subtlest element is linked to our awareness body. What I like to call awareness body rather than the consciousness body is linked to our higher self. So it's the subtlest of the element. And we are made mostly out of space. So allowing those frequencies, those energies to come in, and it will do its job if we don't resist. So doing the shadow work, doing our inner work, clearing our own demons, our own traumas, it is no longer a luxury. It is an absolute must at this point in time. If we want the collective to change, if we want to tap into what is very much known now in the Truther community, into the 5D world. I mean, we could go on for ages. So I just like to say thank you so much to Charlie, to Lisa, for allowing me to just be there with you, and every single one who is listening on YouTube or who has been here. And if you feel, just check out the free webinar, and you may feel you want to join the meditation club. It would be wonderful to see you there. And I'm sure we will connect in a couple of weeks' time. I think we said we will try to do it monthly. Is that right, Lisa?
Yeah, so Tomaz is going to bless us every month with sharing, some of his secrets for meditation, some of his tips, and allowing a Q&A as well afterwards. So it'll be the first Wednesday, I believe, at every month, unless we have to change it. But right now, we're going to be sending out a newsletter every week just to remind people of the upcoming events that week and what's going on the following week. And so just stay connected that way. And like Tomaz said earlier, we're also live streaming these to YouTube. We're also getting a little bit more into other social medias. We like the truth. So we're not kind of steering away from Facebook and doing more of like Truth Social. We just opened an account there so people can connect with us there. We haven't posted a lot there yet, but we're also on Telegram. We've used that quite often lately. And we're going to start doing little TikToks as well, just give people tips on the pyramid energy and stuff. And I know we're going to connect with more of the younger generation there as well. So they're really interested in this type of stuff.
Fantastic. It's so amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Tomaz.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Tomaz.
everybody, for joining us. We missed you all. We're so glad to be
That's
back.
right.
Right, Charlie?
That is absolutely right. Look forward to next week as well. Just to preview, Lori Sasson will be with us. Lori, some of you may remember, but Lori was a guest with Lisa and me several years ago when we were doing live streams on a weekly basis as well. So we're
She
really
was
happy
part
to
of
have
Pyramid Quest for a while.
That's right, Pyramid Quest. That's right.
Mhm.
So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
And again,
yes, we
thank you,
are.
Tomaz.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Take care, everybody. Lots of love to you all.
Thank you.